How's it going, YouTube? Got FourthStarTCG here, and today I have another PSA submission video for you. PSA has reopened their $15 per card tier. This is where I'm comfortable submitting most of like the mid-range cards that I have. I probably have hundreds of cards that I would eventually grade at something like a $10 per card tier, but $15 per card, that's where I'm comfortable submitting, a good amount of cards every now and then. And they've opened this up again, so I'm pretty excited about the reopened $15 a card tier. I've got just over 50 cards that I'm submitting in this submission. It's actually 2 submissions, and I am very excited to get these off. So without any further ado, let's crack into it and show what I am submitting in my 2 PSA submissions. The first one is just 2 cards, and I am really excited about this. These are the cards that I got signed by Mitsuhiro Arita at the Toronto Regional Championships, and man, these are just amazing. I don't think I've shown these off on the channel so far, so here we go. We have the Altamairs, Latias, and Latios signed by Mitsuhiro Arita, color matched to the Pokemon, blue for Latios, red for Latias, the Latios sketch. This is just incredible. I was so happy to get these cards signed, and it was just incredible. What an amazing experience. I got to go to the panel and see Mr. Arita do his amazing artwork and answer some really interesting questions for us, and then get these cards signed, which was just fantastic. So these cards are going off to PSA to be both graded and authenticated. I'm getting a dual grade on these, both an auto grade and a card grade. I think these are really good candidates for something like a dual 10. That's really what I think. I cracked these cards out of, these cards had previously graded PSA 9, both of them. I actually think they're worthy of the PSA 10 grade, but I would never crack a 10 for a signing, I don't think. But yeah, these 2 cards, these are just incredible. I think they're, the cards themselves are worthy of grading 10s, and then the autograph as well is really clean. I had him do it in a paint pen that I brought myself. Paid a lot of extra money for that to get the color and with my own pen, but I think it really worked out. Just come on, that is just so beautiful. So there we go. We got my 2 Mitsuhiro Arita autographed cards. Those are going off, and that's 1 submission. And then the rest of everything is just your kind of standard graded cards, random, raw cards that I want to be graded. So let's crack into those. This submission, it's kind of interesting. I've mostly gotten through my kind of personal backlog of cards. There aren't a ton of cards that I have left right now that are like, these must be graded immediately. But there's still a few. So again, the submission just about 50 cards. We'll crack things off with a Regice EX first edition. This, I think I was going to send it off in an earlier submission. I don't know if I took it out because I thought I might get it signed by Arita, or whether I just didn't send it off in time to make the last $15 submission. But yeah, this is just beautiful, and hoping for a 10 on this. Really clean, really nice. There's only 1 old school Japanese EX in here, which is pretty crazy. Also, only 1 Level X. I am getting pretty close on the Level X set. I think I'm about 78% of the way there. Still need this Lucario, first edition Diamond and Pearl 2. This is again another one that I'm really hoping for a 10 on. Really looking clean here. So hopefully we get that. I am still cracking through that huge complete platinum set that I got. There are lots of like hollows and the Arceus cards and stuff that I'll need to grade. There are even some like non-hollow rares, which are really expensive. But the next thing that I'm submitting from that set is the secret rares. So I got this awesome secret rare. I guess technically it's not a secret rare because it's 88 out of 90. I don't know. But this awesome base set Pikachu reprint, effectively. Beautiful artwork by Mitsuhiro. Thinking something like an 8 or a 9 on this card. I do not think we're going to get the 10. We're off center from top to bottom and left to right as well. And there's just that kind of classic, the classic Platinum era, Diamond and Pearl era, ultra rare chipping going on. The back is really clean on this card. There really isn't a lot of like edge wear or anything. It is just that chipping and being off center. So maybe that'll knock us down to a 9, but I really don't think we're going to come through with the 10 on this grade. It would be great if it did, but not really thinking that that's going to be what happens. Kind of a similar story here with the Surfing Pikachu. Again, I just love this artwork. But just even lighter here, not as much as the other Pikachu, but still just some very tiny chipping in the corners. Back pretty clean. The card's a little dusty, but other than that, yeah, not too much. So maybe that one might score a 10. I think if any of these cards would score a 10, I'd think it would be the Surfing Pikachu. Because this Flying Pikachu, yeah, you can see the chipping is kind of more apparent. We're actually starting to get some whitening there in the edge. Probably, again, like an 8 or a 9 on this card. We've got a bit more edge wear along the side here. So that might knock us down to something like an 8. Yeah, if I was grading this, I'd probably say 8. But again, these cards are still pretty valuable even in those lower grades. This is a really nice card. First edition, Scyther. Another secret rare. Little bit off center, but we actually don't have any of the chipping on the corners. So this certainly could be a 10 candidate. Back is really clean. Love to see that. Hitmonchan, this is another really nice one. Platinum 1, Galactic's Conquest. Looking pretty good on the back there. And finishing off the Platinum 1 cards, sending off all of them. It's another, hopefully, 10 candidate with the reprint Electabuzz. Don't think these are as valuable or as hard to grade as kind of the Pikachu ones, but still really cool to get those old kind of base set cards in. Next up, got one card from the Heart Gold Soul Silver era. We've got the Lantern Prime. Prime cards are like crazy expensive now. I don't know how that happened. Just kind of overnight, but Lantern Prime. I think this was one that, you know, back when I was like, there's no way I'm going to be submitting this at anything less than, you know, $10 a card or something, assuming that it would be like, you know, a $60 PSA 10 like it was in the past, but things have changed. And most of this submission is actually black and white and X and Y era cards. So really excited, got some awesome stuff from both of those eras. First up, got the V-Jump Salamence promo. I've been after this for a while. I actually cracked a pack. The packs are pretty plentiful, so instead of buying the card, I just bought the pack and cracked it. Love the cracked ice foil pattern. Awesome Naoki Saito art there, and just incredible. You got the V-Jump logo in the background there, but I love the cracked ice pattern. That is just incredible. So hoping for a 10 on this, given as I cracked it directly out of the pack. Hopefully we'll be able to score that. Next up, we got a couple regular full arts. Got the Thunderous full art from White Collection, Black and White 1. Most of these cards, these black-white era cards, I am hoping for 10s on. Pretty clean on the back. There's probably going to be some 9s thrown in there, as there always is. But we'll see. It is getting a lot harder to find these cards in mint condition, especially PSA 10 worthy. There's a lot of factors that contribute to that. Grading has really taken off in Japan. These cards are getting a lot older now. Terrakion, full art here. Again, yeah, 2011. You know, now we're in 2023. This card's 12 years old. Yeah, pretty crazy. I think, well, 12 years for 2011 would be $19.99. So this card is as far away from base set as we are today, as the modern Sword and Shield is, or modern Sun and Moon, not Sun and Moon, Scarlet and Violet, goodness, the modern Scarlet and Violet is, it's all the S's, they get you mixed up. Every Pokemon game recently has an S in it. Okay, so the Terrakion full art, yeah, so it's a lot of factors, age, prevalence of grading in Japan, but I've still been able to find some good cards to send off. Beautiful Sharon here. Usually only the female trainers go for a lot of money, but this Sharon is really nice. I think we got a little bit off center top to bottom, but also just a really clean card. Got another supporter here, the GlitchxCity. I love the Team Plasma cards, the blue background, blue border, really cool. And just awesome texture as always on these Japanese cards. Incredible stuff. Got quite a bit of full arts to get into. Check that out. Groudon EX full art from Hail Blizzard, first edition. Really just awesome stuff there. See if I can catch the texture in the light there. Yeah. Beautiful. I think this is going to get a 9. I don't know where. Yeah, just some very light edge wear along this edge here. But again, these cards a 9. Again, like 9s are a really good buy right now, especially with on Japanese cards with how the raw prices have been in Japan recently. Used to be that you could get these cards for, you know, these Japanese full arts. You'd pay $50, $75 for them. I think I was watching an auction for a Groudon full art that ended at something like 200. Yeah, if you're paying 200 for a raw card, just buy a 9 at that point, you know. Got a Regigigas EX. Really, really like this. I'm trying to focus on this submission. I have still more Japanese full arts from Black and White era to submit. Trying to focus on the ones that I need for my collection. I do have Regigigas, but it's just too cool not to submit. Same with the Groudon. I do need a Terrakion EX in a 10. Black and White EX full arts is another area of my collection that I'm getting pretty close on. Again, probably somewhere in the neighborhood of over 70% complete. I still have some big cards left to go. I still need the Mew, I think. That might be the only really big card that's left. All the other ones hopefully won't be too challenging. Depending on how this submission goes, I have several of them in this one. So Terrakion, I need that one. I've got 2 copies of Registeel here. Registeel EX is another one that I need for my collection. So we're sending off 2 copies here. Both of these look pretty clean, but I'm hopeful that at least one of them will score the Gem Mint 10 grade. I can knock Registeel off the list. Another one I need for the collection, Landorus EX. I remember like a couple years ago there was a Landorus EX for like $35 on eBay. You know, should have just bought it, you know? I feel like a lot of people feel that way, thinking back to prices on cars. Now, why didn't I just buy it? I remember like looking at PSA 10 Rockets EX cards from Team Rocket Returns at like $200 and being like, I don't think so. Cobalion EX, this is another one that I need. I don't know how many of this Cobalion, I think probably like 5. I picked out the 2 best, really hoping that we get at least 110. It would be pretty sad if we don't, but if we don't, at least I have 3 more to submit. But, yep, hoping for a 10 on at least one of these. And, yeah, we'll see how this submission goes with those remaining Black and White full arts that I need for my collection. I am probably getting to the point on both the Level X and Black and White that it's just time to start buying them in 10s. Grading them myself, that's how I do a lot of my collection goals, how I'm able to do it. I could not afford to buy all of these cards in 10 straight up, but once you get to a point where you only need like 5, 6 cards, it just makes sense to buy them instead of waiting. Got a Meloetta EX, do already have this in a 10, but this is just so beautiful. Shiny Collection is an absolutely amazing set, and I would love to get another PSA 10 Meloetta EX from that set. All right, next up, I really am excited about this. I've been waiting to submit this for a long time. I cracked a box a very, very long time ago. It's surprisingly one of like the most viewed videos on my channel of CP2, the Legendary Shine Collection. And in the Legendary Shine Collection, the rare cards, the holos, were these beautiful full arts. They were like some of the first ever special arts, I'd say. First time they were experimenting with things like, you know, a non-textured, unique background situation, like non-full art style, unique background situation. And yeah, so really, really nice to get these off. They have this kind of strange cross-hatch holo pattern, but I really like them. I think they're awesome. And these are all pack fresh. That phrase kind of gets overused, but these were pack pulled directly from me and put directly into sleeves several years ago in 2015 when this set was new. And here we are 8 years later, and we're submitting them to PSA. So it's taken a while, but they're eventually going off. So we got Dialga here, really nice Tokia art. We got Latios, beautiful Naoki Saito art. Got the Palkia in the background, incredible stuff. I don't really know what the values for these are. I don't really care. I love the artwork, and the values are now at a point where I know it's basically worth it to pay 15 bucks a card to get them graded. Beautiful Mitsuhiro Arita Reshiram, and this is going to match up. This is going to match up with the Zekrom, as do the, that matches up with the, there's several cards which kind of match up together. You got 2 white Kyurems. I think the white Kyurem matches up with the Arceus in some ways. Yep. Yeah, you can kind of see that right there. Oh, there we go. Yep. White Kyurem matches up with the Arceus. You can even see the kind of rays of light that match up there. But I got 2 of the white Kyurem. Pretty nice here. Shin Nagasawa art. Again, here's the Arceus, Shin Nagasawa, and how does that go? Does that go like that? I think so. Yeah. Matches up. And the Regigigas as well. Arceus and Regigigas. I got 2 of the Regigigas. Really, really nice. Beautiful. Yeah, and then the black Kyurem, which I have 2 of, this also matches up with the Reshiram. Both meets here. Arita art. It's just so cohesive, so nice. So really happy to finally be getting these cards off. And again, they're all in great condition, so hopefully we'll do highly on the grades. Zekrom, another Naoki Saito art. Palkia in the background there. Even got Latios. And yeah, the cohesiveness is just awesome. I mean, here's another Naoki Saito art. There's the Latios, my apologies. And the Palkia. And last but not least for this set is the Latias. Sanosuke Sakuma art there. Just such a happy Latias with the happy Braviary and happy Noibat. We love to see it. So I believe this is a full set. I don't think there was anything that I didn't pull out of that box. And yeah, So we got a couple duplicates as well, but a full set of the Legendary Shine Collection holographic cards. Really, really cool. All right, so continuing on with the XY era, I am really happy to finally be sending these off. We got the Ho-Oh and the Lugia XY promos. These are so beautiful. Uribi art on the Ho-Oh with the bell tower in the background, just mind-blowing. Yeah, I love, especially in Japanese, you know, these came in English and I think like the Arcanine break box or something. I think it was that, I don't know. Maybe it was it a Ho-Oh break box or some kind of break box. But yeah, these came in English, but you can't, the Japanese style is just so much better. We got the beautiful Ho-Oh and then the Lugia. Incredible. Hajime Kusahima with Over the Ocean in a Sunset. You just cannot go wrong with that. Gives me flashbacks to the Holon Phantoms Gyarados. Again, Over the Ocean in a Sunset, just perfect. Maybe this is like a sunrise. I don't know if it's a sunset, but truly, truly beautiful art. Really hoping for 10s on these. These are clean. Not as expensive as they once were, but still pretty expensive cards, so I would very much be happy to grade them instead of having to purchase them. So now we got some XY full arts. We got the Yveltal EX. This is from the Super Legend set, actually, which is kind of this interesting box that you could buy, which got you a full art Yveltal EX and a Xerneas EX with different numbering here than the XY, than the actual set versions. Also got you, I think, Japanese prints of the Yveltal and Xerneas EX variations that came in English tins at the time. And you got some really cool other stuff as well. I think like a deck box, a playmat, paper playmat, not like an actual... not an actual playmat, but you got a lot of really cool stuff. I think I actually bought one at some point. I opened one and then I ended up buying another one to keep sealed. Next up, we got a Camera Up EX Unlimited Edition from X and Y 5. Really, really nice. And to go with our good friend Camera Up, we've got Mega Camera Up as well. Mega Camera Up from Best of XY. Best of XY was a really interesting set. Ended up just kind of throwing in a lot of these unique full arts that we really hadn't seen before, these full art prints of cards that we didn't get. It was very interesting. I really liked it. There's some beautiful stuff in Best of XY. The gold cards are incredible. But it was pretty interesting because the kind of unique sets, you know, the special sets in the XY era, like special sets. When I say special sets, I mean things like, you know, Tag All-Stars, VMAX Climax, V-Star Universe, Shiny Star V, GX Ultra Shiny, all that kind of stuff. In the XY era, they were a little crazy. We had like CP4, the Premium Champion Pack, which was like this really weird reprint set where like the only new card you got was a Beedrill and a Mega Beedrill, and there were no full arts, and everyone who bought a ton of boxes were just kind of left out to dry until those went up like in value a ton for some reason. Yeah, and then XY was just really interesting with their kind of special sets. Now they're a lot more consistent. You kind of know what to expect. You're getting a shiny set, you're getting a special set, you know, with special arts, that kind of stuff. X and Y 6, Mega Latios EX. I think I already have one of these in a 10. I would hope I do. It's a beautiful, beautiful card. This one's actually unlimited, which is pretty cool. Unlimited Emerald Break is a little harder to come by than first edition. Mostly hoping for 10s on these cards. I'm not necessarily showing off the backs, but... Next up, Mega Sceptile EX from X and Y 7, Bandit Ring. I think I had this card before, ended up selling it, hopefully getting it back. I love the mega full arts. These are just so nice. I was so excited in the XY era when they finally started doing them. And yeah, I love the English writing, jagged saber, like just beautiful. Some people don't like them. I think it kind of gives them like a unique style when they're spelled correctly. Just remember with the Mega Mewtwo, they left out the H in vanishing, so it says vanishing strike. Yikes. But Mega Houndoom EX, full art from Red Flash. Another awesome card. And yeah, a lot of this stuff is getting a lot harder to find. I don't know how many more of my submissions are going to look like this, where it's like effectively 50 cards of, you know, EX era up through XY, you know, from that 10-year period. Probably going to be looking like a lot more cards from black, white, XY, you know, not a lot of EX anymore. Moving towards things like more modern, because it is just getting so hard to find these cards. Things are really changing and you got to adapt. So finishing it off with a couple of modern cards, I am finally sending off these Kanazawa promos. Surprisingly, these aren't all that expensive. I don't know why. These cards are incredible, beautiful, not easy to grade, surprisingly. So I don't know why these cards aren't more expensive. Here's a 4th star free tip. Go out and buy these cards. Not like I have a investment position in them. I just think they're super beautiful. But we got 2 of the Sobble. I got 3 of the Milotic. I actually opened up 2 packs of the 2 sealed packs. And yeah, this Milotic is my favorite artwork out of the 3. This is just incredible. I also already have a PSA 10 of this Milotic. I want 3 more, please, yes. So that is awesome. Love that Milotic. And because I bought a sealed pack, I have 2 of the Kanazawa's Pikachu. This you could get as both a kind of standard Sword and Shield foil, and you could get it as this reverse holo in the Kanazawa box. So 2 of these, and these are probably, again, still fairly cheap. Pikachu promos, Japanese. If you haven't learned by now, just buy them. Do not wait for Pikachu promos in Japanese to go down in price, because they don't usually do that. Instead, they usually go the opposite way, and fast and quickly once people start realizing. So there we go. We've got, I think this is just 51 cards. 51 cards to go off to PSA for regular grading, and we got the 2 amazing, beautiful signed cards that are also going off for grading. So we'll see how these do when I get them back, and you can look forward to the returns video probably in a couple of months, I would say. PSA has been fairly quick recently. My last couple submissions have really, even at the bulk level, $15 per card, have only taken about 1.5 to 2 months. So thank you all very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and stick around for more videos.